Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, welcome. We're going to be doing episode 3 of Star Wars Skeleton Crew tonight. I am looking forward to it, and hopefully you are as well. Couple of things real quick. I think going forward for these Tuesday evening watch-alongs of Skeleton Crew, I think I'm going to push the start time back to 9 o'clock, just kind of uniformly. This gives people a chance to watch the episode right after it drops. That way, you don't have to watch it in order to catch the watch party here. Hopefully, that'll give people who want to do that a chance to do it. And then if those of you who are willing to wait and want to just hang and watch it while I'm reacting to it, well, thank you. They'll be at 9 o'clock now. So, aside from that, just a couple of other quick things. I'm going to be watching 3 more episodes of Spider-Man this Friday. We're on the final season of that show, and we're on a storyline called Six Forgotten Warriors, and I've never heard of this storyline, so maybe I've seen it and forgotten about it. But and then on Saturday, I'm going to be watching the movie Super Mario Brothers from 1993. I still don't know how I'm going to watch it, but hopefully the the DVD that I've ordered from the library will get in before this weekend. We'll see. Otherwise, I think there's a playlist of it on YouTube. It's terrible quality, but we could watch that. So, anyways, that's not what you're here for. You're here for Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which just dropped about an hour ago on Disney Plus. And the episode is called Very Interesting as an Astrogation Problem. So, hail to the geeks. Hal, watch it drunk. For those of you who don't already know, Hail to the Geeks is a coworker of mine, and she's convinced that I'm going to have a horrible time watching Super Mario Brothers, which I have never seen. I've never seen that. I was definitely a Nintendo kid growing up. I never saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, all right. Anyways, I'm gonna do a couple of quick things. We're going to get the episode set up. I'm going to make sure that you guys can't hear anything that I am playing. Let's see how this all goes real quick. Okay, it would be nice if I actually plugged the headphones in. I think that would probably be helpful. There we go. I plugged in headphones. You know this, computer. All right, and there we go. All right. I think we've got everything good to go. Hopefully you didn't hear the latter half of that Disney Plus fanfare that plays right before a show starts. All right. And, excuse me, I've got like a permanent, I don't want to say scratch in my throat. You know, that kind of like layer of phlegm, for lack of a better word, that just kind of like keeps you from sounding, I don't know, as crisp as you know, normally do. I feel like that's like in there and it just won't go away, you know? It's really annoying. Anyways, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the reaction video recording, and then we're just going to move right into the show. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that right now. Hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome to this watch along and reaction to excuse me, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. This is going to be episode 3, a very interesting as an astrogation problem. And I'm sure that's going to come up in the dialogue somewhere, because so far I think in every episode they have said the line of dialogue that is named after the episode. So I'm assuming that if they do it in this episode, then 3 times in a row, that's a pattern and that's what's going to happen. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say here. This show, we've only seen the first two episodes. I've really enjoyed it. It really kind of tugs at my heartstrings in terms of being a kind of a kid venture type of story. Very much feels like Goonies in in space. And we've got an interesting little band of kids. They're fairly lovable, and so far they're carrying the show pretty well on their shoulders. We just had Jude Law's character show up like right at the tail end of episode 2. And so we're probably going to learn a little bit more about him, but really I think that the focus of this show should mostly stay on the kids. We'll probably get some interactions from, Jude Law's character and then the pirates and maybe the useless parents so far. I don't know. But so far I mean it's pretty evident to me that that Jude Law's character is probably the pirate captain. I don't know if he's a force user yet because I'm thinking that that floating key trick could have been faked. I don't know how. I'm not saying I know how. I just wonder if he's actually a force user, much less a Jedi. I mean, maybe he could have been, but I don't know. Um, but we have just enough mysteries at the end of that second episode that I was just like, okay, all right, I want to see more. I want to see what happens to these kids. I want to see what's going on with this what is his name? Jod Na Nawood or something. Sure, let's find out more about him as well, and let's just see how things work out. And we are going to do that in just a moment. If you enjoy this reaction, please go ahead and thwip the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Also, if you enjoy this reaction, please consider sharing this out to your friends, your family, your followers, anyone that you think would enjoy my reaction to these media. Whether you like or dislike this episode, let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. You can find the full and unedited live stream for this watch party on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. And I think that's everything. So yeah, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started in just a moment. All right, guys. Time to get out you old headphones. Here we go. Let's see. All right, we got just the one vote so far, but everyone loves it. All one of you. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. All right. Here we go, everyone. Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Episode 3. Very interesting as an astrogation problem. All right. Hold on. There we go. Here we go. Oh, right. The parent is useless. You gotta bring him back. At Atten. I love that the droid's name is Smee. No, 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 no. You do not rob children. What kind of pirates are you? Ooh. Because we're pirates. Jail. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. All right, wistful music. Show us the Star Wars fanfare, and then the title of said show. Okay. Is this At-Atten? This must be At-Atten. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be. All right, what's going on? Oh, are these the parents? Are these the parents? So far, we've only seen the dad, and he's been useless. Okay, that's the assessor lady. All right. So they're so Ad-Atten is just completely cut off from everything. I mean, that was implied last episode, but okay, is the dad finally going to stop being useless? Is that what's going on? Because he looks like he's like, the glasses are coming off. That's a big deal. And we're back in the brig on the pirate station. Oh, KB must be very risk averse. Okay. Every time he uses the force, I'm wondering what they could do to fake it. He doesn't have a ship. Right. I was going to say, like, see, that's a classic con man's line right there. Now we know each other. Certainly we know of each other now. Uh huh. Yeah, he reads. He's a fanboy. Neil. Except when aren't. I mean, either that or she's got ears. Oh, hey, Jawas. That's cute. Man, these kids stick out like a sore thumb. Like maybe Neil if he weren't wearing, you know, corduroys or something. Okay. It's a piece of junk. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. You kind of need that. Yeah. Oh. See, yeah, she's as skeptical of him as I am. I don't know about that. Or you should send someone with him. Uh huh. Silvo. See, I mean, okay, it's possible that he's not Silvo, but the timing is very suspect. My God, that is an annoying voice. Oh God, a battle droid. Come on. Is that him? Is that Shmi? Oh yeah, that's him. Oh, I love his I love his response. Depends who's asking. Captain. Yeah. Is it? Uh-huh. I don't know about yeah. Brutus. Okay, Brutus is the wolf. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. So he's definitely playing a con on the kids. Uh-huh. I was like, I'd have shot him right then. I'd have been like, no, 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 don't do that. Oh, Ern. Okay, I forgot her name. Hit the throttle. Time to blast off, right? Boy, you could damage the ship if you do that. Hey, come on, come on. My paint job, man. Come on. What? What are you gonna do? Uh-huh. Okay, all right. He's pulling some ships along. That's cute. Brutus looks pissed. I would think so. I would think that would be very dangerous. And those pups. Eh, yeah, you didn't know about it last time. Let's talk. Is he eating jello? Looks like he's eating jello. Oh my god, split it up. Smee's like a cat. He just knocks it to the ground. Still wondering exactly what his deal is. If he's both Jadna and Silvo, who was he first? You know? I mean, to be fair, I probably would have done that too. You just basically told him, yeah, you know what? Screw you, but without saying it. Oh, Neil likes the little mouse thingy. What is the great work? And she's out like a light. Hey, KG. Arr, they're all asleep in hammocks, are they? Arr. Ooh. Just called him right on it. I like KB. Calculated the odds. Mm, again, it's just like, okay. Did he have like a repulsor field planted somewhere? I don't know. That is a gorgeous looking shot. Like that arrival. That's really nice. I mean, to be fair, if there were a spare forklift, I would probably be playing on it too. Okay. It says Lando. Yeah, if I were, because I'm trying to think back when I was their age if I was familiar with the phrase being stabbed in the back. The closest thing I could think of was one of my classmates in second grade telling me, "Don't trust her, she's a betrayer." That's probably the best word to use. Hmm. Who could it be knocking at my door? Go away, don't come round here no more. Crimson Jack? This just feels like a verbal sparring game between these two so far. Kim, all right. This looks like a hoarder's paradise. There's more than 1,000 worlds. Wow. I have never seen this species before. As an ass. Okay, we got the title. Okay, well, if one doesn't exist, you're the map. I like that. Are the kids going to have to remember school problems now? Yeah, Alderon. Ooh. Yeah, yes, exactly. It's a grid of red markers. Only 10,000? How do you know? I'm going to drag this child over here. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's stalling. Uh, oh God. X-Wings? Oh, she's actually fighting him. Uh-huh. Oh, okay, all right. She looks animal enough that that kind of pisses me off. I mean, got he's got the coordinates to their home though? Oh. Okay, but how? Okay, so I will say this for Jodna, Silvo, Jack. At the very least, he's keeping all the kids together. He didn't have to do that. Wow. Come on. Ooh, you work for us. Smee just loves this. Okay, at this point, I would say part of the deal is stop giving Smee orders. You're not his boss. Okay, that is not true. Okay, he won't trust a droid, but no offense, he's gonna trust Neil. Okay, KB just put the coordinates into the computer, I think. You get the guns, girl. Wim's like, yes. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you need to turn around. Yeah, he's doing exactly what I do. I just like hit the trigger and just let it auto fire. Okay, you two stop arguing over whose shot it is. That's kind of okay at the moment. Okay. They just evaded. They just worked a ship and evaded two X-wings. I mean at this point though, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Um all right. I'm gonna look at the chat and see what you guys had to say before we dive into the post-mortem here. So, all right. Yeah, the kids caused quite the stir a few hours ago and no one recognizes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like really screaming every time they go into hyperspace. What is the great work is a great question. Yes, no. I was just kind of like, okay, but what is this? And okay, we've learned that Atatin actually is just like isolated from the rest of the galaxy. That's very interesting. Does it have to do with the great works from the High Republic books? I have never read the High Republic books, Hail to the Geeks, so feel free to explain what that is. Such an adult thing to say. You'll warm up when you start walking. Yeah, and I'll be damned if it isn't true. Let's see. That's exactly how I had to explain it to my Padawan while we were watching the ep that they could betray them. Yeah, yeah, it because I'm trying to remember back. I was probably I think in second grade. Like I'm pretty sure I'd seen The Empire Strikes Back by that point, and so like the concept of stabbing someone in the back in the non-literal sense is it's something I wasn't unfamiliar with, but I didn't have the words for it at the time. And I tried to think about whenever someone had tried to use a similar expression when I was that age. And I remembered in second grade, one of my classmates, he and his girlfriend at the time had broken up, and I remember him telling me because she and I were talking, and I mean I wasn't hitting on her. I don't even think I liked girls at that age, you know. But you know, she was being friendly and I was being friendly back and everything, and he came and took me aside and he's like, "Look, I just want to tell you, don't trust her. She is a betrayer." Like that's exactly those are the words that he used. She is a betrayer. And I was like, "Huh. That's that's really interesting because then I never know when I can trust someone, you know?" Um so yeah, I don't know. The barrier cloaks their planet, making it appear as an uninhabitable gas giant. Yeah, that makes sense. Kim's goons in military spacecraft. Wim looks so happy to jump into the gunnery seat and potentially kill someone. Yeah, no, you know the thing is, at that age, I wouldn't have thought about killing anyone. Just getting to be able to go pew 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 pew, and you know, beat off the bad guys with my lasers. Like that's what I would have been thinking at that age. So I totally get it. So all right, short answer. The great works were essentially large scale public works for the galaxy. Ooh, really? So like an intergalactic electric grid, right? And water distribution. I dig it. And those would be some pretty great works, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, all right. Let's talk about this episode. There was a lot here to enjoy. There really was. I like I like that, at least so far, there really isn't any conclusive proof as to who Jude Law's character is. He's basically been identified under three different identities in this episode. And I still don't know if his force use constitutes parlor tricks. Like, it could be that he's not even a force user. I have really big doubts that he's a Jedi, but at this point, nothing can be ruled out. He could be a fallen Jedi. He could be someone who uh, had to take shelter during the Order and then just kind of disconnected with his training, his Jedi philosophy, all of that, and just lived by his wits and became a pirate. Like, all of these things are possible. It's also possible he doesn't have a lick of force sensitivity and that he's just using a lot of different tricks, you know? And it's not plausible. Like, it at this point, it's more likely than not that he is a force user. Um, but you know, a clever person could have replicated a lot of the power stunts that we saw from him in this episode. It would have taken planning and it would have taken maybe a little bit of luck, but it could have happened. So, who is he? Who was he first? We don't know. Um, I love that the kids were very, how to put this? These kids are not pushovers. Especially Fern. Fern is really good at, like, once she gets them all together, like she's really good at kind of standing her ground. I like that KB does not trust him. And I also like his confession at the end where he's like, I'm like you, all right? I'm alone. I'm trying to get by to the best of my ability. And yes, I'm not perfect, you know. I really enjoy that, and I really think that this person, whoever Jude Law's character is, um, I while I wonder who he actually is, I feel like there's a sliver of truth in what he just said to the kids at that point, because he said it out of desperation, and you know, unless it was very practiced desperation, which it could have been, um, you know, he may just be another person trying to make his way through the galaxy and living by his wits. We just don't know yet, and I'm really eager to kind of, you know, definitively figure out who he is, which of course that probably won't be revealed up until like the last or the second to last episode. But so far I really like him. He's kind of a combination of, I feel like Jack Sparrow easily comes to mind. Um, and well, I would say for now Jack Sparrow and you know, maybe just a touch of Han Solo. Maybe just a touch of Han Solo. So, um let's talk about Kim. Uh First of all, who was Kim's voice actor? Do we, cuz the voice actor sounded somewhat familiar, but I don't know for certain if I could tie them to any kind of any kind of name. So, but I've never seen that species before in the Star Wars galaxy. So just when you think you've seen everything, it's like, okay, we've got a CGI owl person thing, and I really like the relationship between her and Crimson Jack, you know, um, because her concern for the kids is I I I want to say it's genuine. However, and maybe this is just me being an old and jaded man, all right, but maybe like her concern in calling, because you remember how she's talking about the kids and she's like, oh, he's probably kidnapped them, get here quickly, you know. I almost feel like Kim could have been using the kids as an excuse to try to trap him. And you know, there does seem to be some genuine concern, but really if you're any kind of adult and you're not at least projecting genuine concern for these wayward kids, then you're kind of a monster. So Kim has a motivation to do that. So yeah, I don't know what to make of her any more than I know what to make of Jack, Jod, and Silvo. So anyways, um let me think. Wim really, I feel like Wim's big moment in this episode was when Jod put him in the gunnery unit, and he's just got this big old grin on his face, like, yeah, I get to fire guns, you know. Um, I mean, aside from that, he mostly is just contradicting Fern a lot of the time, which I don't have an issue with. It's just that that's kind of the note that he's hitting. So I think, you know, again, I think as a kid, you don't think about the loss of life that you may be incurring if you actually do shoot someone with lasers. But, you know, at that point, at that age, I would have been like, yes, I get to be in the gunner's seat. Pew, 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 you know. Um, I really felt like Fern's big moment in this movie, or in this episode, was when she basically banded all the kids together to stop Jod from entering the ship and basically said, "Oh no, you're telling us who you are." I thought that was a very powerful moment and really demonstrates in a big way why Fern is the captain out of the kids. Like she's the one that is trying to make things happen and is not bad at it actually. I kind of like her so far. And I would agree. She's got a little bit of Han Solo in her too, you know. And I imagine at least some of that probably comes from being her mother's daughter. And some of it probably just comes from good old street smarts and wit, you know. So KB, I'm kind of wondering, like, KB stayed behind and talked to Kim, who basically said, you know, don't trust him, use your head, call me if you need me. And that was a good moment for Kim, all right? But I really think that KB like was very kind of like good at confronting the adult and basically going, I don't trust you. And you know, like I I'm going to try to I'm going to try to keep steps ahead of you. And I get the feeling she might have done that in this episode. It was just it didn't involve any dialogue. We'll see. We'll obviously see. And then Neil, I don't know, Neil, I mean he didn't do too much this episode. He fed the little mouse in Shmi's eye hole, which was a cute moment for him. And he basically like he got to fly the ship temporarily while they were evading the X-wings, and I mean he eventually got hit, but he managed to evade them for a little bit, so that was a pretty cool moment for him. I really enjoyed this episode in terms of its visuals too. I felt like, especially like the shot as they're approaching Kim's moon and everything, like that was just beautifully done. Just that entry and everything, and just the way that it panned and all of that stuff. I really liked it. It was beautiful. It was very Star Wars, and I really liked that. And you know, keep giving me more of that stuff, you know. Um oh god, I don't know what else. That ship evaded two X-wings being mostly crewed by children. Now, to be fair, Jod and uh to a lesser extent Fern were basically coordinating them, but like they did it. They managed to evade two X-wings long enough to go to hyperspace. Um, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that a bunch of kids did that essentially. And I don't know. I really liked it. And there's Miss Trouble. Trouble. Oh, are we just gonna call him Crimson Jack from now on? I can do that. So, um, but yeah, overall, the parents, we got to see the parents and not just Wim's dad and Fern's mom. We actually got to see Neil's mom have some dialogue, and we got to see KB's parents for the first time ever. Um, they were still pretty useless, but, you know, I was a little bit intrigued by Wendell's, like, kind of, now that means one of two things. All right. That either means that he is going to continue to be extra useless and just was having a really bad headache from all this, or, and this is what I'm hoping, or Wendell is going to find some way to call in a favor and see, you know, if they can get to his kids, if you know, if somehow that could be possible. So we'll see. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Like the escape from the pirate station was good. Smee coming back online and having issues with the Jedi. That was really good. Um, Hats off to Nick Frost, who is very clearly enjoying this role that he is playing with such aplomb. Um, and then you know, the scene at Kim's was really nice. I liked that Kim is basically some kind of like weird and quirky scholar or researcher, or maybe just some kind of quirky information dealer. We don't know for certain. But you know, she falls in with people like Crimson Jack and knows better than to trust him. So, anyways, um, but yeah, the way this episode ended, um, you know, it just makes me, you know, give me the next episode. Just give me the next episode, please. Give it to me right now, Disney Plus. I want to see more. I'm looking forward to it. This was a very enjoyable episode. I really can't find much wrong with it. You know, I'm embroiled in trying to figure out what the mystery is, but we'll find out at some point. So, um, Hail to the Geeks. I do remember that. Thank you. And took you a lot of effort, really. Um, okay. Yeah, the name is not familiar. So, anyways, yeah, no, I give this episode, and if I were to score it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this an 8 or a 9 easy. Easily. Um I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying that the kids are trying to kind of, you know, move the adult as much as the adult is trying to move the kids. I'm enjoying this. It really is, to me, it is the Goonies in space, and I'm here for it. I want to see more of it. So, but this episode in particular, I really enjoyed, and hopefully you did as well. Thank you for watching this reaction. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and thwip the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Also, if you enjoyed this reaction, please consider sharing this out with your friends, your family, your followers, anyone that you think would enjoy my reaction to these media. Excuse me. What did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. You can find the full and unedited live stream of this reaction on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. And, oh, right. And memberships are now active on the Spidey Librarian YouTube channel. Check out the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like access to. Benefits include shoutouts, members-only live streams, members-only videos, early access to certain uploads, and not to mention my custom emotes and badges. Check out the membership tiers and see which benefits you'd like access to today. All right, and I think that's everything. So thanks again for watching. This is Spidey Librarian, and until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Okay. All right. Elia Shawkat? Okay. KG thinks that Wendell knows that the droids aren't actually going to save those kids. Yeah, I would believe that. The show just came out. The wikis weren't updated yet. Okay. I mean, that's completely fair. That's completely fair. So, all right. But yeah, overall, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Like, I'm, again, and I'm perfectly willing to cop to being biased here. All right. But I mean, like, if you've seen the Goonies, this is basically the Goonies in space. Maybe it has a little bit of like Pirates of the Caribbean crossed with it, like just a tiny dash of it. But overall, I'm really kind of like digging the vibe, and I really I like the direction it's going in. It feels like just this grand rollicking adventure. It's not too dark. It's not too grown up yet, but I think and of course that could change. I hope it doesn't, but we'll see, Like, will we get an analog to like One-Eyed Willie in this? I mean, I suppose Ad Atten at this point is the analog to One-Eyed Willie's treasure ship, basically. So I don't know. I don't know. So I need them custom emotes. That's okay. It's all right. I certainly appreciate the thought. So um but KG, if and when you do get access to those emotes, I want to see you using the Here Comes Trouble emote whenever trouble shows up on screen, because it's just like, oh yeah, there she is. Let's go ahead and just throw out her emotes. So, but yeah, that's how much I love this cat, that emotes I had an emote commissioned that featured her, and this was probably at least 2-3 years ago. Yeah. So yeah. Oh man, Trouble is going to be, I think, in March or April. She's going to be like 7 years old. She's going to be 7 years old. Oh, I love that kitty. Trouble. You know what? Before we go, I am going to summon Trouble, and we're going to feed her some treats on camera. How's that sound? You guys like that? Hold on. Oh, hi, Trouble. Come here, sweetie. Guess what? Oh. Okay, come here, baby. Come here. All right, come here, sweetie. Let's go ahead. Let's give her 5 treats. All right. Actually, we'll give her 5 more. We'll give her 6 altogether. All right. Here you go, baby. 2, 3. You bit my finger. Yes, you did. 4. All right. Take care, Hail to the Geeks. Thanks for being here. Okay, here you go, baby. Trouble. Trouble. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, sweetie. And there you go, baby. Your dad loves you. Your dad loves you so much. You are the best baby. Yes, you are. You're the bestest baby. She's like, "Yeah, I'm the bestest baby. Now give me some more of them treats, Dad." All right. She's gentle. She's never seriously bitten me, you know. I might occasionally get the equivalent of a love bite, but she basically like doesn't go much further than that. Her sister will bite the hell out of you, and she thinks that's like giving you a kiss. So we don't hold her very often. Hi. Hello. How is my baby? How is she? Huh? So I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but like I don't know. Does anyone here, do they sniff their pets? Hmm? Because I have sniffed trouble quite a few times. And you know why? Because I swear to God, she smells, to me at least, she smells like vanilla wafers. Like, and I grew up with those cookies and I loved those things. I swear to God, she smells like vanilla wafers and I freaking love it. So, um, but yeah, I give her treats, and yes, I give her sniffs sometimes just because. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on this very delightful little watch party for Star Wars Skeleton Crew Episode 3. So I'm probably gonna head on in just a second here. Kay says, can't say that I'm a pet sniffer. One of the new kittens is Stinky, though. I think because she's a long hair. I mean, every pet's going to have their own scent. So, uh oh. Trouble? What is it? Hold on. She's meowing at me. Trouble? Where are you? Like, you were out of sight until I rattled the treat bag, and then you're like, oh, hi, I'll come over now. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna get going. Thanks again to KG and to Hail to the Geeks for hanging out during this watch along and commenting in the chat. I appreciate you. Thanks to everyone who voted, and thanks to everyone who watched. This is Spidey Librarian, and I'm probably gonna stream again in a little bit. I want to play more Vampire Survivor, which if you have not seen me play that game, that is a fun game. Anyways, in the meantime, I'm gonna get going. So until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Bye.